Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure, Sean Astin.
And this is almost as exciting as a basketball game. My wife would be the first to tell you that not only can I not walk on water, I can't swim in it, and I can barely drink it. Oh. How does it feel to be taking part of democracy in action? Honey, that's how I feel like when I'm watching the news too much. That's not good enough. I mean, I think the venue and the time was only announced on the news late last night, and we got to do a little bit on the news this morning. So what an extraordinary thing. What does it say about Mishawaka? That in the blink of an eye, you can absolutely fill a gymnasium. I think it's pretty good. It's good to be back home in Indiana. Let's just get it out of the way right now. If you want to do the Rudy thing, just do it for like a good 5 or 6 seconds. You want Rudy? Okay. I'm liable to break into the entire movie for you. No, I can't do that. Hello. I also played Mikey in the Goonies. Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to think of a really obscure one that'd be like, huh? Encino Man, another classic, a great American cinema accomplishment. 50 First Dates, Doug Wythe. Yep. Yep. I've been lucky. I got a few parts in movies. Toy Soldiers. They were talking about Toy Soldiers back there in the green room. Well, I have been blessed to be able to be in all these different movies, and I think because I get to be in those movies, it means I get to hold this microphone and stand on this platform and talk on the radio and go on television shows. But just because you're given that opportunity doesn't necessarily mean that you have earned it. And what I always say to people when they ask about celebrities and actors talking, and they say, he's just an actor. Who cares what he thinks? No, he's just a celebrity. Why should we care? Well, why does his point of view matter? And my approach is that no celebrity, no actor, their voice means absolutely no more than any single individual citizen. And it's true. I like to say it doesn't mean any less either. But I think when we grab a microphone, we have a responsibility to be as informed as we can about what we're passionate about and to try and help advance the discussion of what it is that we hope people will pay more attention to when we're grabbing the microphone. So I want to just take a minute to, we go to town hall meetings and we invite people to stand up and explain their little bit of their story so we can learn what an average citizen's experience is and how we might be able to learn bigger lessons from their experience. And I like to do that a little bit sometimes with me, even though I got to be in those movies and you all liked them. Thank you. I think I'm actually going to be narrating an audio book about the Bible, so that's about as close to Jesus as I'll get. Children's Bible. Be doing that soon. But no, my mother is Patty Duke. For those of you high schoolers who are here who don't know, Patty Duke won an Oscar my mom won an Oscar when she was younger, maybe 14 years old, something like that, for playing Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker. And she went on to do, I don't know, a couple hundred movies of the week or something like that. She won 4 Emmys for her different roles, and she's a beloved American actress. She was also the president of the Screen Actors Guild, which at the time she was president, I believe, was the 5th largest labor union in the country. And generations before her, yeah. That's right, Rudy comes from a pro-labor family. And I do too. So she also has written a couple of best-selling books, and in the first one she really goes into detail, not just about the ups and downs in her life, but she talks about her bipolar mood disorder. And she put that book out in the I don't know, mid to later 80s. And since then has gone on to really work vigorously as an advocate for mental health issues and for bipolar disorder awareness. She gives speeches around the country and is really trying to use her adversity and her stardom and combine them to help other people. I've been married for 16 years, together 17 and a half years, I think is the math on that, to a beautiful woman named Christine Astin. You stand up and say hello? All right. She's from Rolling Prairie, which is right near LaPorte. It was snowing like heck over there yesterday. Yeah, so I've spent a lot of time in Indiana, northern Indiana, for the last 17 years. Probably more so now that we have children. We have an 11-year-old who's here, Alexandra. And we also have a 5-year-old, Elizabeth, and a 2-year-old, Isabella. And since they've been born, we've come back to a lot of county fairs and a lot of summers and Christmases, and it's been great. I've done so many things in Indiana. I've gone to old folks' homes, I've gone to weddings and funerals, I've gone to barbecues, and just about anything you can think of doing in Indiana, I've done it. Maybe not everything. But beyond that, I went to community college for 2 years with Christine, and we graduated and transferred over. That was in Los Angeles, and we transferred over to UCLA, and we graduated with history and English degrees. And I was also appointed as a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army in 1995 by Secretary Togo West under President Clinton. And that was an amazing 10-year experience, getting to meet with soldiers and their families and travel around to bases, and once a year go to the Pentagon and get briefings from the senior Army leadership and be able to talk directly with 4-star generals and the senior leadership of the civilian leadership of the Army, and all the other things that come with being associated with that. I tell people I got a lot more out of being associated with the Army than the Army got out of being associated with me, but I know we all honor our servicemen and women who are deployed around the world and in harm's way. So that was a good experience. I also was appointed by President Bush in a bipartisan nonpartisan council, the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation. And the mission of that council is to promote a culture of volunteerism and civic engagement. And that was a really, I was proud to be able to be a Democrat on that council and to try and do what I could to move that cause forward in America and to talk about it. We recognized a lot of people who had given over 200 hours of community service and gave them not prizes, but recognition and so forth. So that I tell you all this because I want to bolster my credibility with you a little bit, if I had any at all, and if I didn't, I want to add a little bit to it. I also served on the board of an organization called the National Center for Family Literacy. 44 million adults in America are functionally illiterate. They can't read their child's report card, they can't read a medicine bottle, they can't fill out a job report. So I was proud to add my celebrity and some of my thoughts and ideas and passion into that cause. So that's that. The reason I say all that is I want you to know that my endorsement of Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton for the presidency of the United States of America is born out of a lifelong passion for politics, and more important than politics, of government, and a lot of diverse kind of work that people who don't know me, beyond being an actor, are aware of.